Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video. We're a little bit late today, but that's because we have an official announcement of an announcement, the teaser for the next balance patch. Hearthstone team's been doing a lot of this lately, where they post the images of all the cards that will be changing, likely on Thursday. This time, it doesn't say a specific date, it says later this week, but my guess is Thursday. We have 6 nerfs, 3 buffs, and what looks to be, I guess, a wild ban. We'll talk about that in a second. We don't know the specific card changes. We'll just speculate on that right now today, and then we'll go over the official changes and whatever else is in the patch notes for 26.4.3. If it's Thursday or Friday, whatever, we'll keep you up to date. There's also Battlegrounds changes. We're not going to go over that, but I'll link this tweet down in the description below. And speaking of the description below, our giveaway video is also linked below, where we're celebrating 69,420 subs and giving away $400 of Hearthstone packs out of my pocket. All you have to do to enter that giveaway, like a comment on the video in the description below. Be subscribed to the channel. If we hit 71,000 subs, we're going to do it on Friday because Thursday looks like it's going to be pretty busy now. We're going to announce it on Friday. If we hit that, we'll add another $100. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. Well, let's get into it. Let's go into all the card changes, what's getting hit, and Paladin is the big target of this patch. 3 Paladin cards getting nerfed, starting with Feast and Famine. The new Wind Fury weapon is not getting nerfed, so Shaman not getting hit in the crossfire of that. They're going to go after the burst of that weapon combo, Feast and Famine. So it's either going to go to like 2 mana. They could hit the Mana Thirst on a Lifesteal, although it doesn't seem super relevant. They could make it your hero +2 attack, something along those lines. I probably think 2 mana. Think about Rock Biter. Pretty direct comparison for Shaman. Does you can give your hero 3 damage or attack, but you can also give any character 3 attack. But regardless, probably 2 mana, but it helps, you know, make the burst a lot worse for Paladin. And if you actually look at the stats on Feast and Famine, just as like the standalone card in the deck, it performs really well. Just cheap early removal, and then yeah, in the late game it scales insanely, in particular with the heal. So that's the first Paladin nerf. One that will make a lot of people very happy is more burst being reduced. Disco Mall will be getting nerfed. Again, don't know if it's going to be like a 1-2. It's probably going to go to 3 mana, I would expect. I'm curious to see if it'll be a 3 mana 2-2 weapon or a 3 mana 3-2, where they'll buff, like, you know, make it like a War Axe, a 3 mana War Axe. Yeah, that's right. War Axe is 2 mana in WoW now, but we can see it go to 3, maybe give a friendly minion +0/+0 to start. There's a lot of different options they can go with. We don't know, but if I had to guess, probably 3 mana, just so it doesn't curve as well in the deck. You know, disrupt it a bit. It competes with like Boogie Down, and maybe, yeah, you're running Muster for Battle instead. Maybe you want to do that. Who knows? But Disco Mall getting hit. And then last, and definitely most importantly getting hit for Paladin is the Curator, the best card in Pure Paladin by a mile. Best mulligan win rate, almost best played win rate, best stats across the board. It's like 5 mana 4/6, draw like 5 cards sometimes. Utterly ridiculous. I mean, they could make it a 4/5, they could make it a 3/6, but you would think it would go to 6 mana, slow the curve down. But again, we've seen some of those changes on those minions, like Frigid Aura went to a 3/6. We saw that Demon, I can't remember the card is for Demon Hunter, went to a 3/7 or whatever. They've done that change before, so I wouldn't disregard that. It's a possibility, but if it was me, I'd bump it up to 6, slow the curve down. But yeah, Paladin getting hit extremely hard. It's been on top for a long time, and 3 nerfs is probably going to make it a lot less dominant. However, there are a couple other nerfs to go over, 3 in fact. First, finally, Lady STheno is changing. How drastic will the change be? No idea. Will she still be able to go face? Will she just be 4 mana? Will she lose an attack? Regardless, I'm happy she's finally getting nerfed in some way. Unleash Fel isn't, though. So that continues. Somebody commented, it's like Zeddy versus Unleash Fel is like the anime, Saturday morning anime, the series they love, that they want to see keep going on. So I guess that's going to keep going on. That card is still utterly broken. But Lady STheno feels way worse to face. I'd actually argue Lady Unleash Fel is even better. But regardless, Lady STheno will be finally getting nerfed, and hopefully the turn 5 and 6 OTKs will be minimized. We'll have to see what it happens. If she just goes to 4, probably doesn't change a lot. It will change a little bit, but not a lot. So Demon Hunter getting hit. Hunter also getting dialed back. Hunter has been really good since the mini set went live. And Hope of Kel'Thalas. I didn't expect this card whatsoever to be a card to get nerfed, but really cool legendary weapon, hand, board buff, all that cool stuff is getting hit. Maybe it goes to 7 mana, maybe it goes to a 3/2, 4/1. No idea. I was very surprised by this. The play win rate on this card is insane. When you play it, most of the time if you live, you're gonna win because your stuff is just so large. And yeah, you're pushing 8 damage at the same time as hand buffing. So who knows what they change here, but this one definitely caught me off guard. Wasn't even in my prediction talks as even like a consideration. So definitely one out there. I could kind of see it, but definitely kind of surprising. I think people won't be thrilled about it because it is a pretty cool card. We have Pausik, which is such a ridiculously crazy card. I feel like people don't realize how good this card is. Like, you play it, you coin it on 3, you pretty much win the game. If anything, it's just criminally underplayed. And the win rate on the card is just insane. The mulligan win rate, it slots into tons of decks that don't even really care. Like, the fact it's a Relic Demon Hunter has been kind of a big sign. I mentioned that my nerf prediction video. And yeah, Pausik, again, there's so many changes they can make. They can make the bots 2/2s. They can make Pausik 5 mana. They can make them a 4/4. They could, you know, do whatever. They could only one audio bot. There's tons of changes they could do. So I'll be very curious to see what happens. And yes, no dust refund on Pausik as it is a free legendary. But we're also getting some buffs. There are 3 buffs confirmed. First being Fiddle Fire Imp. So this is a buff for Mage and Warlock, basically the imp that adds a Fire Mage and Fire Warlock spell to your hand, probably gets a stat increase. It could be a 3/3, 4/2. I don't think you're making a 2 mana card that adds 2, like that would be pretty ridiculous. That'd be insane power creep. So I would expect maybe a stat increase. It's pretty vulnerable. Funny enough, this thing's insane in Arena. So, and it's offered a lot. So, and Mage is already the best class in Arena. So look out if this, if you have a draft with some Fiddle Fire Imps in it, maybe you want to save it for when the patch goes live and really farm some people. We also have a buff, another Mage buff, because I guess, yeah, Mage isn't doing great. Remix Dispensobot, a 4 mana 4/4 mech, has an extra effect in your hand that changes each turn. You get like random frost spells, random mechs, 2 secrets, or 2 coins. So I think it goes to a 4/5. Like, it really scares me at 3 with the draw spell that discounts, the 1-drop that discounts. Maybe it goes to a 4/5. That's my guess, but you could make it a 3 mana 3/3, I guess. It just kind of scares me with all the possible shenanigans Mana Cheat Mage has, but we'll see. The card definitely does feel very slow at 4, I will say, but at 3, it's also just kind of scary. It's like, you know, that borderline where it could be just a really absurd card. And the last buff is to what we basically argued is the worst card of the mini set, Rhythm Dancer Riza, the Demon Hunter Rogue Legendary 5 mana 3/5 rush. After your hero attacks, return this to your hand and set its cost to 1. This is just so expensive. So either this goes to 4, like a 4 mana 3/5, and then you can play it like with the dagger or your hero power or weapon or whatever, depending what class you are, and then get it out, or they make it like a 4/5, so it could trade in a little bit better into stuff. Like there's multiple options you can do, or set its cost to 0, which please don't do that. We don't want to see that. But this card is really, really bad, and probably bumping its mana or its attack by 1 probably won't matter. But at the end of the day, it is a really poorly performing card. It's a legendary, and again, you can't really buff Fanatum. And they are noting a change to Crimson Clergy. It's not saying a buff. It's not saying a nerf. I think maybe it's a wild ban, right? With the whole funnel cakes combo. You take this out of the equation, you can't infinitely draw with funnel cakes. You still have the druid problem though, so I don't know if that's good enough, but the druid deck's also not great, and it still existed in its prior condition pretty much the exact same way. Maybe they're reworking the card, but it's not like anything in standard, so that would be really surprising for a total rework that's like not a nerf or a buff. So I would anticipate a wild ban. It's the only thing I can think of. And yeah, that's all the changes. Again, not a major patch, like only 6 nerfs, 3 buffs, really just dialing in Paladin and everything else like kind of minorly tuning, right? By the looks of it. And I think that's fine. I don't think we needed a major patch, and we'll have a new expansion coming out in like a month or so. So there'll be plenty of stuff to break the game then anyways. But I've been saying the meta's not too terrible. And for me, that's saying something considering how much I like to crap on stuff. And I'd love to hear your guys' comments on what cards you feel like they missed, what you hope these changes will be, or, you know, what's irking you about this. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.